I feel like I haven't talked in a long time and I miss talking face to face. So we gonna talk face to face today. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Iyana and I know we have a lot of new people on my channel and I'm so excited. Go ahead and press that subscribe button because we want you here. I want you here. There's love, peace, and happiness. If you're not subscribed, subscribe already and press that notification bell as well to be notified for when I upload videos, because I will be uploading some videos that I've been wanting to upload. I just haven't had the time. But just press that notification bell and then you're good to go. You won't miss the video. So today I'm going to be talking about some tips to be growing some long, healthy, natural hair. Not the long, broke natural hair, but the long, healthy, natural hair. I'm going to be giving 10 tips. Some of these tips may or you may not have heard of. Some you might have heard of. But I've tried to come up with some that most people haven't heard of. Most of these tips that's on the list I've actually experienced and learned throughout my hair journey. So I just wanted to share the knowledge with you guys and see if you guys would like to try it out or, you know, give it a try. Tip number 1 that I learned throughout my hair journey was keeping your hair moisturized. Do not go a long period of time not moisturizing your hair because your hair will feel, I just know that feeling, it will feel so nasty and dry and crusty. I moisturize my hair at least once a week before wash day because I wash my hair every 2 weeks. So I moisturize at least twice before I wash my hair again. So once a week. You can do it more than once a week, probably like twice a week, or you know, whatever fits your hair and how dry your hair is. But usually how I moisturize my hair, it takes at least about a week for it to get like super dry. Also, keeping your hair moisturized will help it retain moisture. So the moisture you put in during wash day, you keep it moisturized, you should be good until the next wash day. Keeping your hair moisturized will also help with the breakage situation and split ends, even though I still get split ends, but that's part of natural hair. Split ends and single strand knots, that's part of natural hair. I mean, I see it all the time, be like, oh, split end. I mean, it's life. So tip number 2, try to reduce the use of like hair tools like combs or tangle teasers or dimming brushes. I've learned since I've been natural, I found this way to where I only use a hair tool or comb. I use a comb twice a month, so that's during wash days, obviously. So every wash day I use a comb to detangle my hair, and after that, after wash day, I don't use a comb throughout the week until it's time for my next wash day. Throughout the week, if I have to like make sure my hair is detangled, I make sure I finger detangle a little bit and then go ahead and style my hair how I want to style it. But throughout the week, I do not use a comb, and I felt like that helps with retaining your length because you don't have to comb your hair as much and have like breakage and all that extra. I recommend at least using a hair tool less often, or at least twice a month, or however you wash your hair. Just lessen it a little bit, just a little bit. So tip number 3 is the generic tip. It's the tip I believe everybody has heard, but I believe it's really true, and that is having patience. It's very true because it's having patience, because when I first went natural and when my hair was like, I'm gonna insert a picture, y'all. Don't Joan, because I look hurt in this picture. But I would insert a picture of me how my hair used to look when I first went natural, because it was so short. When I first went natural, and I used to watch YouTube all the time. I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, but when I used to watch YouTube all the time, I used to be like, oh my gosh, I want my hair to be that long. I want it to look like this, this, and this. And then every time I used to do that and then do like length checks every single day, it's going to make you feel like your hair isn't growing. It will make you feel like, oh man, I didn't get any length this time or whatever. And it make you obsessed with it. So I recommend not doing that, but having patience with your hair and just having patience in general with natural hair is key process. Once I stop stressing about, oh, I want my hair that length, oh, I want my hair looking like that, and then I just let my hair grow, and then I measure it, and it's just like, where did this come from? Like, where did it come from? So I recommend not doing length checks every time or stressing over how long somebody's hair is, because it will happen. If you just take care of your hair and do, you know, how you usually do your hair in a healthy way, your hair will grow regardless. So don't stress over, oh, somebody hair that long, or just have patience. Patience is key. Okay, so my fourth tip is finding products that work for you. I don't know if this is a tip everybody have heard before, but finding products that actually work for you, because most of the time products that work for another YouTuber might not work for you, products that work for me might not work for you, products that work for you might not work for me. So you just have to experiment, if that makes sense, because most of the products I use is like bare minimum. I don't have a lot of products. Well, I feel like I have a lot of products now. I don't really use a whole lot of products on my hair. The only 3 things after I wash and deep condition and condition, the only 3 things that I put in my hair is 3. That's it. I just put shea butter, leave-in, and oil. If it works for you, stick to it. If you want to go out and experiment, that's good as well. But if it works for you and you see your hair is moisturized and shiny and soft, go ahead and use it, because it works for you. Your hair likes it. Tip number 5, finding natural hair techniques that work for you. This one is important because I know everybody's hair is different. So some people might not like using a comb. Some people might just like finger detangling. Some people might just don't detangle at all. But whatever works for you, just go ahead and do it, because the only thing I do to my hair, I just use a comb, because I tried finger detangling, but that wasn't working for me because my roots will get so tangled and matted, and it's just like I can't. So I have to use a comb. Other techniques such as like how you moisturize your hair, I guess the LOCO. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like how you moisturize and layer it, I mean, it's going to be combed through and it's going to mix together anyway, so I feel like that doesn't really matter. But just having like those key products that you like shea butter and leave-in and oil or whatever, just those 3 products, and just putting it on your hair, or however you moisturize your hair. Probably you just put some oil in it, or however, whatever techniques work for you, just stick to it. If it's like a technique you want to try, go ahead and try it. But if it doesn't work for you, don't keep trying to make your hair, force your hair to make it work, because if your hair doesn't like it, your hair doesn't like it. Tip number 6. This is probably another generic tip, but be gentle with natural hair. Be gentle with natural hair. Be gentle with natural hair. If you are not gentle with your hair is gonna be in trouble. That's one tip I did learn over my hair journey, is to be gentle. Sometimes you're in that rushing mood and you just like, oh my gosh, gotta hurry up. And it's just like, no. Especially when you are detangling your hair. If you're not gentle while you detangling your hair, I'm gonna be like, boy, what you doing? What are you doing? In your hair, it's like, what you doing? So be gentle with your hair. I've learned that over the years, because if you're too rough with your hair, you're going to be like, oh, my hair broke off, or this piece of my hair looks so short up here. So be gentle with your hair, regardless if you're combing your hair, finger detangling, twisting it up, taking the protective style out. Just be gentle in general with natural hair, because natural hair is fragile and it will break if you just rough housing and manhandling it. So be gentle. Tip number 7, protective style the right way. Because I've learned throughout the years, you have to keep your hair moisturized while your hair is in protective style, because if you're not moisturizing your hair while it's in a protective style and it's getting dry, and then you take it down and then it's like all this extra breakage and stuff because your hair wasn't moisturized while you were in the protective style. When I had my Marley twist in, Well, now when I have my Marley twist in, I make sure I make some kind of concoction in a spray bottle, or just put some leave-in on my twist and spray at least every day. But when I first started going natural and I had my Marley twist in back then, I just was like, I mean, it's done out, it's moisturized, and then when I take it down, my hair will be so dry. Not even funny, my hair will be so dry. So make sure your hair is moisturized in a protective style, and that will help aid in length retention and helping your hair grow at the same time. Because if you're not doing that stuff, your hair is just going to be like growing and breaking off at the same time, so it's going to be like the same length. And also make sure you do not leave your protective styles in for a long time, especially if you have natural hair, because that stuff will mat in a minute, and then you will have dreads on your head. I mean, unless that's what you want. But if that's not what you want, don't leave the protective style in for a long period of time, because your hair will start like locking up on itself. The only time I will leave it in is like at least 8 weeks is the max for me, and then 6 weeks is just the minimum, and I will take it out after that. Some people could probably go further if they want, but I'm not going over 8 weeks. 8 weeks is 2 months, and that's enough for me. Yeah, make sure you guys do those right protective styles, like moisturize and not keeping your hair in protective styles for a long time, and that will help tremendously with your growth. Tip number 8, protect your hair at night. It's recommended for people to have like a satin or silk bonnet or scarf or pillowcase. So I mean, that's probably a tip everybody has heard already, but I've learned to do that, because when you're tired and you go to sleep on that pillowcase and it's not silk or satin, and you wake up the next morning and you have a big old grease spot right there on your pillow, you know your hair is dry. You know your hair is dried out. So make sure you have a silk or satin scarf on your head. Make sure if you don't have that, have a pillowcase that's satin or silk, because it will help with breakage and help make sure your hair is still moisturized. Because if your hair is not moisturized, it's gonna break off. Moisture equals goodness. Moisture equals goodness. Tip number 9, reduce the amount of heat you put in your hair. So I just did a blowout video, and I explained that I'll only put heat on my hair at least once or twice a year. That's my preference. Some people are different. Some people might not use heat at all. I feel like not using as much heat on your hair will help make sure your hair is healthy, and make sure your hair isn't breaking off as much, because heat does dry your hair out, especially if you're not moisturizing your hair the right way. It will dry your hair out, and it will lead to breakage. So I feel like reducing the amount of heat on your hair will help your hair flourish and grow and be beautiful and shiny and thick and all this extra. Reducing the amount of heat is recommended. I'm pretty sure lots of people have already said that, but that's what I've experienced in my natural journey. And the final tip, the final icing on the cake, the final cherry on the milkshake is don't be afraid if you need to trim your hair or dust your ends or whatever you have to do. Yeah, I know a lot of people are I wouldn't say scared, but a lot of people don't like cutting the ends of their hair or dusting the ends of your hair. I mostly do dusting, at least when I see that my ends are kind of like looking weird, I dust them. I've noticed that a lot of people don't like doing that for some reason. I guess because they feel like they're just going to lose their length, but you're going to lose the length anyway if your ends of your hair looking crazy. When I first started going natural, I used to be like, I don't want to cut my ends, and they be looking crazy. But they used to be looking crazy, and I just be like, I don't want to cut my ends, or if I cut my ends, my hair gonna be short. Ugh. And it's just like, just go ahead and cut it. If it's not healthy ends, they're gonna break off anyway, and then once it break off, it's gonna keep breaking off. It's beneficial as well, because I've been trying to get on top of that as well. And I've noticed a really big difference in my hair actually going in and dusting my ends and like trimming off a little bit of the like ragginess, if that's a word. I recommend doing that. Don't be afraid to do that, because you just need to do that. especially if you feel like your ends are nasty and dry and looking crazy. Just go ahead and just cut it off. It's not that much anyway. If you do dusting, it's not even an inch amount. So just go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so that is all the tips that I'm gonna give you guys today, because those are the tips that I've learned throughout my hair journey. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you just do all that. Leave lovely things in the world. Just make sure you do all that. And I love you guys so my heart. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my